Well, I was born in Norman, Oklahoma, and I attended school in more public schools in South Oklahoma City. I went to Westmore High School, so I haven't traveled far from home. I attended OU, and I got a degree in geosciences, and then went on from there and got a master's in mechanical engineering at Southern Methodist University in Dallas, and lived there for a little while. And so my entry into food didn't come in a conventional way. And that's one of the things I really like about the opportunities that are presented through food is you can get there in a lot of different ways. First thing is if you like food, that's
right.
key.
Yeah.
You gotta like food.
Yeah.
But I worked in my field for several years, met my husband, got married, did all those things, became a young mom, and decided to stay home and raise my family. Mm-hmm. And I have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. In fact, my son just turned 21 this week.
Okay. I read that on your Instagram. You got like 3 birthdays within 24 hours.
Yeah. My grandma was born on October 14th, and my mom and my son have the 15th. So October is always a celebratory
family month. Yeah.
Lots of cake flowing in our homes. But when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was on bed rest for the entire pregnancy. Okay. And about the time during that window of time, which is a long window, 9 months, Pillsbury Bake-Off was taking entries for their upcoming contest. Okay. And I was bored enough and had enough free time to write a recipe for something I made for my husband and I for dinner all the time. And lo and behold, it was September 1st. At that time, I was 8.5 months pregnant, and I got a phone call. And that was back when it was super cool to have your caller ID flash across the TV screen. Mm-hmm. There was that little window of time. And why I answered it, I don't know, because it had unknown, and it was an older woman on the other end who was telling me a bunch of legal stuff, and eventually it came out that I had been given a spot in that Pillsbury Bake-Off competition. And this was back in 2009. And that very exciting moment led to every other food moment that I've had since then. Yeah. I went down to Orlando, competed in the Bake-Off, lost. I didn't win. The prize at that time was $1 million. Jeez. And I had the food writer from Tulsa World followed me down there and told my story all across the state. I was on the news and in the radio and newspaper, and I just had people asking me for recipes and that sort of thing. And it hit me. I don't want to just be sending emails of my own recipes. I need to have a website. And that's where Food for a Year came from. And I was thinking for a while, what do I name this thing? And it hit me that what I want to do is have a platform that I can document not just seasonal items that, like you said, it's Thanksgiving, let's share a recipe for turkey. But it's October 15th and it's my kid's birthday and I'm going to share the cake that is his favorite. Yeah. So it's seasons of life and seasons of the year. And I've just held on to that website like a Bronco bull. I mean, sometimes I want to just run because I get, it gets tiring, and SEO and traffic and all of that can be a downer. And I finally just made the decision 4 or 5 years ago, I don't care what my analytics are. Right. I don't care how many visits I get. I did this for me. And I'm just going to stick to that. I'm not going to worry about keywords. I'm not going to worry about where I rank on Google. I'm just going to write from the heart. And if I don't feel like writing, I'll quit for a little while. And it's just so interesting how a couple little decisions can change the trajectory of where you land. I started teaching private cooking classes to kids. Moms would be like, oh, well, I want my kid to know how to make a cake. or be comfortable in the kitchen, to teaching with the Moore Norman Technology Center for 5 years, to writing for Edible OKC in a reoccurring column. And I have found, and you know, when you reached out to me and asked me if I would consider being on the podcast, I try to say yes when my inner self says no. And so that's what that's how I've gotten to where I am, is I just try to say yes. To legal things.
Right, yeah, true.
So whoever hears this, if it's a legal offer, I will not say yes to that.